what's going on? I'm Lindsay Burton, and you have just entered the Zone, where you'll find the best in today's music, plus a lot more. We've got a few surprises along the way. But before we get started tonight, I want to ask you guys a question. What do we all have in common that often comes at a high price that we often take for granted? So I want you guys to think about that. We'll get into that a little bit later. For right now, I'm going to hand it over to Larry Spellman and get this week's video lineup.
All right, Lindsay. Hey, you know what? We got a live little show. You ready for this video lineup? Check it out. We got Ada E. Them girls is live. We got POD. And we got Gina. And my favorite, your favorite, our favorite, of course, the Life Zone Report. So you definitely got to stay locked in for that. But without further ado, let's get this thing jumping off. Kimar, what's up with the video lineup? Started.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry. Well, up first, we got one of the Zone's favorite. We got Audio Adrenaline with Ocean Floor.
Ocean Floor, right here in the Zone. Now let's check in with Lindsay to get started with this week's topic.
Thanks, Matthew. Okay, so I asked you guys a question earlier. Have you had time to think about it? If you think about recent events such as 9/11, it might give you a clue to what we're going to be talking about. Because what was really being attacked that day? Well, it was our freedom, our way of life was. And why is freedom so important that so many have paid such a dear price for it? You know, we are truly blessed to live in a country where we have so many rights and privileges. And that's what we're going to be getting into a little bit. I'm sitting here with Josiah. How are you today?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much. So, Josiah, can you tell me what are some of the benefits of our freedom?
Oh, well, I can live where I want to live. I can disagree with the government if I choose so. I have freedom of speech, and I have freedom to choose what religion I want to choose.
Those are some very good things to have. You're really lucky to have those freedoms. So I'm also sitting here with Stephanie. And Stephanie is going to tell us, what sort of price do we have to be willing to pay for some of these freedoms that Josiah just mentioned?
Well, the ultimate price that we would have to pay would be to give up our lives for that. And the phrase to me that embodies that is freedom is not free. You're always going to have to give up something to protect the freedoms of not only yourself, but your family and the people who live around you.
That's definitely true. As we can see, Josiah and Stephanie just told us that there are tons of benefits that come with freedom, but it does require participation in order to make it work. And you know, there's also another kind of freedom that God gives us dealing with how we live our lives, the choices we make every day. But we're going to be getting into that a little bit later. For right now, I'm going to hand it over to Kimar, and he's going to tell us what's going on.
Thanks, Lindsay. Up next, we've got a group who's grown up in the music industry. Here's Out of Eden with Meditate, here on the Zone.
Saying I should go on, just stay on. Saying I should talk to you, tell you everything that's on my mind, tell you what's going on inside. I don't even know when's the last time that talk to you. I've been so busy running bout, always trying to kick it, go hang out, but there's oh no, I wish you I truly want to see, 'cause of all the love you give to me. Sit back and meditate on your goodness, your mercy, your grace. Right now I'm gonna just sit back and think how great your love that will never change. I wanna just sit back and meditate. You have given me all that I need, and there is no way compares to you. No way no one compares to you. So my tiring times of refuge, my source of life and peace. Your love, it falls like raindrops and never seems to cease. You're the God of all creation, you're the lover of my soul, giving me the air that I breathe. No way I could ever let you go. Yeah, more than just for everything you've done, but for how you've shown me you're the one that I can trust into. So no matter who it is that calls, I'm not leaving till your spirit falls on me. Sit back and meditate on your goodness, your mercy, your grace.
All right. Did you like that video? That was Out of Eating and Meditate, and you know that are locked into the zone. What you think? Yeah. All right. We got some more videos coming up. We got POD. We got Gina. My favorite, your favorite, our favorite. Let's say the Life Zone Report. So we're gonna take a quick little break. We got to pay them bills. You understand what I'm saying? But you stay locked into the zone, baby. Yes, yes. Welcome back. I see that you still locked into the zone. So it's time for our emails with Mr. Kimar. Now, Mr. Kimar, tell me, why you all dressed up looking all fly right now?
Well, you know, Larry, trying to do a little something for the fans out there. Hopefully raise the ratings, you know. But check this out. Here's this week's email. Sorry about that. Comes from Julie, who watches us on Cornerstone TV. She writes, "Your show is a lot of fun. I see it at 5 p.m. on Wednesdays, and it's a good pick-me-up after school. I usually like all the videos you plan and the topics are interesting. One thing, though, I think you need to keep Mike away from the sugar. Thanks for your comments, Julie. We're trying to do what we can. We're keeping Mike down to 1 Mountain Dew per week. You know, it's kind of hard, but he's a little down under the weather right now, so we're hoping he gets better." Moving on, this week our video request comes from Ian, who watches us on Cornerstone as well in Pennsylvania. He wants to see POD rock the party. Thanks, Ian, for your video request. And if you want to hear your video request or your email read on the air, hit us up at info@surfthezone.com. And if you make sure you include your make sure you include your address, because if we read your email on the air, we will get you a free CD. And now, without further ado, here's this week's video, POD, Rock the Party. In the zone.
That was POD and Rock the Party. But now we're going to move on and go to our Life Zone report. We're going to take a closer look into freedom.
America, land of the free. But not everyone in the world shares our liberties. Most people think slavery ended in 1865 with the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. But think again, there are more than 27 million people enslaved today.
Meet Francis Bach. He's from a small village in southern Sudan.
And in 1986, when I was 7 years old, my mother sent me to the market to sell eggs and beans. The Arab militia from the north came, and then they stormed the market. And they started shooting people in the market. And they captured all the children and the women. And I was kidnapped that day by militiamen.
The Arab militia shot down the men and cut their heads off. The women and their children were sold into slavery. Francis was then separated from everyone and everything he knew when he was purchased for $35 by a nomadic livestock owner.
He called the whole family to meet me, and all his children had sick, and they all beat me in the left, and they called me a bead, which means black slave. That was my welcome. And each morning his 20 children can make fun of me and beat me up.
His master forced him to tend the livestock. He told Francis, since he was an animal, he'd have to sleep and eat with the other animals, outside, with the cows, goats, horses, and camels.
In 10 years that I've been with this family, I had no one to love with. People, no one is friend to me.
No one was allowed to speak with him, eat with him, or even be near him, except to bring him a pitiful excuse for food just once a day. The isolation and lack of love ate at Francis, until one day he confronted his master.
I just want to know why you called me a beast, black slave, and why you forced me to sleep with animals, and why nobody loved me. When I asked him those three questions, he didn't answer them to me. He took the stick and he beat me instead. And he warning me, he said, never ever ask me those questions again. When I first came, I used to cry each night and each day. But someday when I knew no matter how hard I cry every night and every day, no one will help me, I stopped crying. I'm planning how to get away. I want to be free. I would rather die than be slave.
At age 17, Francis escaped from slavery.
Then God also is a big thing in my life too. God saved me and He encouraged me too because I used to pray a lot. I'm Christian myself.
But Sudan, that's so far away, right? And it's just one country. No, this bondage surrounds us. In Bangladesh, boys are captured and forced to become camel jockeys, and girls are sold as domestic servants. In Mauritania, people are branded like cattle. In Cambodia, men pay $30 for sex with little girls as young as 10. These scenarios are true on every continent, including ours. In Texas, our government recently rescued 60 people who'd been trafficked from Honduras and forced to work as prostitutes. The CIA estimates over 50,000 people in the U.S. are enslaved, and that's only women and kids.
So what can you do? The American Anti-Slavery Group has formed a website to tell you more about these atrocities. From there, you can join their letter writing campaign, which petitions officials and businesses to do their part in the fight to end slavery for good. Visit iabolish.com.
Coming up next, we've got Gina with God Bless America. But first, we've got to take a short break, so don't go anywhere. Keep it locked into the zone.
Yeah, so we've come to the end of another fun and exciting show. We really do appreciate you for tuning in to The Zone. We want you to join us again next week. Same time, same place. Keep it locked. The Zone. The Zone.